And we're back. Week 3, Seahawks, Dolphins. Um, Maybe if Tua didn't get injured, I could be maybe talking about this matchup a little bit differently. But I still got some thoughts, even with Skylar Thompson starting at QB.
I'm kind of upset that Tua's not going to be playing. Obviously, I hope he gets healthy soon and all of that. But that would have been our real first test of this secondary. Would have been a guy like Tua with guys like Tyreek Hill out there throwing to throw to. So um, yeah, it definitely changes the landscape of the game. Vegas probably swung the other way after that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I would like you were saying, I would just like to see what, you know, facing against a Tua-led offense would be against our defense. It's almost like for me, I think I even said it when we were doing like the whole season preview and we were guessing like the records, stuff like I feel like this is one of those litmus tests against like a team with speedy receivers and a really good running back, right? But like I could just kind of get into it just a tad bit, just with what they were doing. Well, the Dolphins, excuse me, were doing with the Bills. Before Tua went down, because Tua, while he had some yards, he only had a touchdown and 3 interceptions because the Bills' pass rush was actually getting after him.
Did he really have 3 whole interceptions in that game?
Yes, but this is before he got injured, by the way.
Man, so like
Yeah,
I mean, this ain't the MVP candidate to that they were facing. I mean, can't discount the Bills defense. They're pretty good at getting after it, but dang, yeah, because I think Von Miller was now if I recall correctly, Von Miller was just going to town on that D line.
yeah. So I mean, if anything,
Or
if we can, well, yeah, if we can just get a pass, I think one of our things is one of my rule, or I guess one of my 3 things, I guess for this game is one, just have a very good pass rush against Skylar Thompson. You want a fresh quarterback. You want to go after a quarterback out there that hasn't played much. Um, and hopefully we can stop the run again. I'm always going to say stop the run because that's always one of our weaknesses, even with the Patriots. And then finally, just let's expand on that pass game while adding, the complementary run game to it. But definitely, like I like that pass game we had going. Like give me a DK and JSN. Both over 100 yards again, and I think we can make some magic happen here.
yeah, let's break that down piece by piece. So first thing is we've kind of touched on it. Injuries are going to be playing pretty big into this one.
Oh yeah.
Tua's obviously out. Raheem Mostert, at least as of right now, is doubtful. So
Hmm.
Devon Achan is going to be the primary back. That's not a step down or nothing, but it is kind
He's
of a
really
one.
good at what he does.
Yeah, and that's a good 1-2 punch that they got, and I expect him to get a lot of touches, especially with Skylar Thompson at quarterback. I can see a lot of check downs and stuff like that. Um,
He got, I think the Devon had about 6 or 7 like receptions for almost like 100 yards and a touchdown, I believe, in the last game.
yeah,
So,
he had something. Yeah, he did pretty good. I recall as well. I mean, as well as you could have in that situation. Um,
hmm.
Seahawks side, the big one is still Kenneth Walker, doubtful. Um, George Fant, doubtful. Most likely are out. We have Derek Hall and Boye Mafe listed as questionable, so those are ones to keep an eye out for. Um, but yeah, at least as far as injuries goes, Dolphins definitely have the steeper end of that. Obviously you're starting running back and you're starting quarterback. Your offense is playing 2 steps behind automatically.
Yeah. Especially with our injuries are technically on folks that are like basically our edge. Our edge folks are, seen with questionable Boy Mafe, Derek Hall. They're, both good at what they're doing, especially Boy Mafe. He's had a sack per game. So total of 3 sacks so far. So I mean, if we can keep up that streak, even better. But even Jerome Baker, doubtful. Um, our linebacking core is not the best, and we like either signed or got like quick trades to kind of fill out that part of the defense out. So I mean, don't get it twisted. McDonald is still kind of building out this team, and of course he doesn't have all the linebackers he would really want to have, or even the safeties, because you saw that we had to let go of our 2 pass safeties for these ones, and I think even who was it? Kavon Wallace as well is questionable with the shoulder injury right now. So hopefully by the time we get to the game, hopefully a lot of this can be cleared up. Besides the folks that we know for sure are out, like Nwosu, Kenneth Walker, which I'm fine with them resting in the beginning of this season because we're still looking good even without them.
Yeah, for sure. Um, so taking it from the Dolphins' perspective first, what did the Dolphins have to do to win this game?
Um,
We could
the
break it down by offense
Dolphins
and defense.
for their
Offense,
for yeah for them. I mean, offensively, if they can take advantage of the weakness in the run games or in our way of how we're defending the run and stuff. You could even see the Patriots in the last week. They were still making big gashes on us in the run game. I know they're basically going to say establish the run game, even if it's not there initially. Keep going until you start breaking through the holes. So, which I would kind of hopefully expect Byron Murphy on our side to hopefully help, stop those gaps and stuff like that. But that's one thing I believe the Dolphins are going to take advantage of is, well, we see the weakness in the run game. I would say the other thing is, well, hey, we saw that their DB core is really good, but they had a tight end with the Patriots that had over 100 yards against us. So maybe the tight end, like maybe Skyler's going to start throwing to the tight end back to back until eventually he can sprinkle in the run game and stuff. But that's kind of like the two things I see the Dolphins would like to do against us. But what about you, my friend?
yeah, on offense, they're definitely going to have to establish that run game. They're going to have to force it and see, and it's really going to come down to that with guys like Jaron Reed, Leonard Williams, and Byron Murphy on that line. You kind of hope that they're able to just by sheer mass alone occupy enough space. But Devon Achan is a different kind of running back. He can hit that edge and speed right down the sideline. They're probably going to try to get their tight ends involved a little bit. That's typically what you see when when a backup quarterback comes into play. I can see
Mm-hmm.
a lot of end around routes. Utilizing Tyreek Hill in like sweeps and stuff. But
Yes.
definitely, they're the chips are gonna have to fall for them, right, for them to be successful on offense. Um, Switching over to the defense. Defense though, they're gonna try to have their way with that Seahawks O line. Um, the Seahawks O line has definitely been a weakness. It pivoted a little bit in that second game against the Patriots, but um, I think that's probably the game plan what they're going after.
Yeah, I mean, Mike McDaniel, head coach over there, he did come from the Shanahan system. So if anything, they can definitely say, hey, even if we don't have Raheem Mostert, we're gonna keep throwing out running backs against this team if they can't stop the run. Especially with the defense. Now, defensively, I haven't seen much from the Dolphins that like give me pause for our offense to like have success in. Their pass rush really isn't all that. Even I think they drafted someone high on the defensive side, I believe. I could be wrong on that one. But in short, just at the end of the day, um, I think I'm not. Their defense is solid. I hope we can take advantage though, because they didn't really do much against the Bills, but I know the Bills and the Seahawks are like two different teams amongst each other and stuff. But otherwise, I can actually see us get a win out of this. But maybe it could be another close one again. I don't know if we're gonna just like beat them by like multiple scores, right? Like multiple
Yeah,
touchdowns and stuff like
that still doesn't seem to be in our mo. And yeah, on the defensive side, I'm just trying to look at their chart. I mean, Jalen Ramsey hasn't been the same Jalen Ramsey of years past, but that's
that.
to be expected. But nobody on this line really gives me massive concern. Like the T.J. Watt level concern, I would
Do
say.
the Dolphins have? Did they draft anyone like relatively high, first or third round on their defense or anything like that, or is it just like not much? They haven't really invested besides like free agency acquires or anything like
They
that.
got guys like Calais Campbell.
Okay, yeah.
He can still be a factor. Jordan Brooks is there now.
Oh, Jordan, bro. Oh, it's like a little reunion because the Dolphins are going to Seattle,
Yeah.
so
Jalen
that's nice.
Ramsey, I mentioned. Kendall Fuller, Jordan Poyer, David Long Jr. I think has had a sack or two. So
Mm-hmm.
they have
Mm-hmm.
some guys down there, but nobody that has that game wrecking ability that at least has stuck out so far. So the Seahawks definitely do on offense do have the opportunity of asserting their will, like they did against the Patriots. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking it's going to have to be a game where they're going to try to pass first and then establish the run. Um, because I think that was super successful. And that Patriots D line with guys like Keon White, um, they're no slouches. I mean, well, I guess they're 1-2, but
Hmm.
at least that's a serviceable unit. So I can
Okay.
see Gino trying to go after that secondary when you got a receiving core of DK, JSN, and Tyler Lockett. Who do you pick?
Yeah, true. You could just pick all three if you can. Give them all 100 yards plus. That's why I say if we can just go all in on the pass game on this one, I don't mind because okay, so they did draft. So the Dolphins did draft. They drafted Chop Robinson,
What a
first
name!
round. Yeah, what a name, right? Edge, first round pick at number 21, but he hasn't been showing much flash or anything like that as of late. So it's one of those things of like either like as an edge player, you gotta either acclimate yourself towards the NFL and stuff like that, among other things. But hey, I want to take it like you said, want to take advantage of hitting their defense early because once like they start scoring, it may not be able to stop depending on how Skyler responds and if he can get a pass game going. If they're just doing nothing but running, I hope we can stop the run.
Yeah,
That's all I have to say.
it's definitely going to be one of those things where they're going to have to. If you're the Seahawks, you're gonna want to get out ahead early, because
Hmm.
then the game plan on the Dolphins side shifts in your favor. I mean, I think the Seahawks secondary allowed like 13 yards to wide receivers last week.
Hmm.
So they're
Watch their tight ends though, please.
watch their tight
Lord.
ends, watch the end arounds, watch the check down and all that stuff. But um, that Seahawks secondary is definitely the strength for that unit. And so if the offense can go out, put up 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, your
Hmm.
your your game plan, if you're the Dolphins, just shifts immediately.
Oh yeah, man. So yeah, hopefully he can get out, score a lot in the beginning, and I can see a 3-0 Seahawks here. I mean, hey, take it. I don't like to see people injured. I want Tua to get better because I would have liked to face the Dolphins as like a full team just to see where we are from a litmus test kind of perspective. But I want to take advantage of these injuries and try to get as many wins as possible because you never know. Once you like, if you can get these wins early in the season, they will help you down the road.
I always say, shit happens in this league. If
Hmm.
you got to take, I mean, there's no sympathy. There's only 17 games in a season. You got to take your wins where you can get them. And so, I mean, it sucks that it came down this way. I mean, there's no moral victories in this game. You got to just take whatever you get every week. And
Yep.
if the roles were reversed, we were down, Gino, and we were playing Sam Howell out there instead or something. You
I'd
know,
be interested to see Sam Howell. I ain't gonna lie to you. I just want to see like with a new coaching staff and stuff. Don't get it twisted. I'm not wishing for it right now. I would like to have him as a good backup and a good starting backup, if you will, because he has start time. But I don't want to. I don't know if I want to just rely fully on Sam Howell for the rest of the year.
no, yeah, but that's not my point. My point is that if the roles were reversed, there'd be no sympathy for us. So we got to take what we
For
get.
sure, for sure, for sure. Otherwise, I mean, do you have any? I guess the only final question, I guess, is do you have any players you kind of want to see shine or do more for this upcoming game for the Seahawks?
I mean, he's been getting home behind that D line. They've been using him a lot to blitz and stuff. But I want to see him have a game wrecking game. And with a guy like Skylar Thompson out there throwing the ball, you have the opportunity for that person that's taking an extra half second or second to throw the ball for you to square up and actually complete that tackle. Spoon is someone I would definitely want to take over the game. What about you?
I want to see more Byron Murphy. I know he hasn't been like bad. Don't get it twisted. He hasn't been disappointing to me. Especially as a D tackle and stuff. Like you have to still acclimate to this league. But I do want to see more Byron. I want him to have like a 1 or 2 sack game or something like that to be like, yeah, I'm here. I'm him. That basically that I'm him kind of game. Or even just our D line unit as a whole. I want to see more from them. Not our edge unit. Our edge unit has actually been doing good with Boy Mafe and them, but again, I want to see more from our D line unit in this game. Want them to make a statement.
Yeah, and so we'll see how that has to shake out. But thanks again for joining Miss Reps. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you again next time.
Peace.